Hi everyone. So today we don't have live. I'm really, really sorry, but we decided to take a family day Monday, and so instead I'm going to answer your comment on your comments in the comment section. All right, so this is going to be something different, but hopefully it will be fun. So if you commented the last, last little bit, then I'll answer your comment. Okay, Tina. I think Tina says, why did they change the color of Vanity Fairest? They should just make another polish with a different name. It was my favorite color. I completely agree. So it was Essie that changed their colors, and I agree. So if, let's say, because sometimes for whatever reasons the pigments are not available or something, then they should just make a new color. Because then you buy it expecting something because someone's recommended it, and then you actually are not getting the same color. So, all right. So thanks, Anna. I really appreciate the comparison. I'll check Lidl in the UK for the CN one. Okay, so when I was talking about comparing Pink Glow brightening polishes, and I was saying that I actually wear quite a bit, and that's one of my favorite polishes. It's from Lidl. They have this brightening polish that is the closest to Dior, the old Dior. And the only thing is that it's nitrocellulose free, which is awesome, so it doesn't stain the nails yellow, but it tends to peel a little bit, although lately it hasn't been peeling as much. But it's a very, very nice color. It's very gentle glow, okay? So it's very similar to Dior. Okay. Okay, so I'm also having a hard time deciding between the two. They both look wonderful. Okay, so in this video I was doing my nails with two different Dazzle Dry polishes. So on this hand, I still have it, is the Golden Hour. Very proud of my nails. And on this hand, it's Stardust. They are actually, so it's been a week. They are wearing really, really well. And I don't know which one I like better. I really don't. I think Golden Hour because it's flaky. You know what it reminds me of? So Dior, quite a few years ago. So always for Christmas, they have this collection of different polishes. So they have usually a red, a dark red, a nude, and sometimes like a top coat. So they had this gorgeous golden flake top coat, but I think I still have it somewhere. They had two different types. One was very, very gold, and then the other one was actually very similar to this, But I prefer this in a nail polish, not in a top coat, because on the top coat, I think you can feel the flakes more. So love, love, love. Please, Dazzle Dry, if you could, it would be so wonderful if you could make this a regular nail polish Golden Hour. I absolutely love it. And I like these very, very soft manicures. I usually don't wear polish, but I love my nails. I absolutely love my nails. So in love with these two. Okay, so heart for you. Okay. Hi Anna, nice video, Shirley Ann. Those Dazzle Dry polish colors are so beautiful. I also like it a lot that the nail polish dries quite fast. I would say incredibly fast. Like when you see the video, in a minute and a half it was dry, and it doesn't show chipping. Yes, this poor hand. So Monday I did my nails, and then I had clients during the week. Not as many this week, and the last week. Yes, I had clients. The week before I didn't work. I didn't work at the studio. So people were like, oh, how was your vacation? And I'm like, yeah, it was good. I was just, working on the computer. But anyway, so yes, it was incredibly hot that week, and and I knew that this heat wave was coming. So I'm like, you know what, the schedule looks pretty open. I'm not gonna book anyone. So I was able to stay home and relax. And for the first time this summer, we actually put on air conditioning for a couple of days. So it's a shocker because I don't put air conditioning, but it was like literally I was sitting. And I guess if you guys watched the live, like literally sweat was dripping down my back. Like it was gross, but it was so freaking hot. So the next day I'm like, that's it. Air conditioning goes on. But the air conditioning is here set for like 27 degrees. So I don't like when it's very cold. Anyway, All right, so both colors look nice on your nails. Difficult to choose my favorite color. The golden hour should have to be back in stock. Yes, I agree. Some lazy la. Sila, 27. I love a single or double layer of the top coat, like golden hour, so pretty my favorite look. I agree. Heart for you. This is how I check the comments. I would love to see the test repeated on the opposite hands. Thank you so much for your thoroughness. Oh my goodness. Yes, so I compared the new Dior with the original one. And I did the original one on the left hand and the new one on the right hand, and the right hand wore off, and that was the week that I was not working really fast. So I have to do, actually maybe when I take this one off, which I will today, then I'll switch it and we'll see, or I'll try it on somebody else maybe, because you know what, again, I'm working next week and yeah, it might not be a good test. It's really difficult for me to test things because even though I wear gloves when I do pedicures, it's even worse sometimes because the nitrile gloves that I have, pretty much all of them, the acetone still breaks them down. And then you have that acetone, instead of evaporating very fast, just like sitting there at the, like in the tips of your gloves. So unfortunately, the gloves don't protect the hands as much as you think. And by the way, I'm very concerned about the acrylate allergies lately. It's so common. I'm getting so many emails with people experiencing these terrible reactions. And because as a nail technician, I'm exposed to these things all day long, right? So I decided to actually not remove any products from my clients' nails other than what I've removed, because I use the C&D shellac, which is hypoallergenic brand, which means that it's less likely to cause allergic reactions. So it doesn't mean, I don't think any acrylate can be truly hypoallergenic, but it's less likely to cause allergic reaction. But if someone already has it, then even shellac is going to cause a reaction. So I'm being very careful because I know too many nail technicians, their careers ended because of the acrylate allergies, and they can't even touch a shellac bottle in double gloves. So I don't want to be in that position, and I'm gonna do what I can to avoid it, because people come in with very poorly applied products. Sometimes they're very thick. When you start to file, the product actually oozes, like completely uncured. And some of those products, they're very popular now. They contain very high amount of very allergenic ingredients now. So those ingredients are there to facilitate the bond, right? So they bond really well. They create a beautiful product that lasts very long, that's very shiny, very stable. But unfortunately, you know, there's pros and cons. Unfortunately, they're very allergenic very often. So I don't know what people are coming in with, and I just don't want to risk it because I don't want to, you know, be put in a position where I can't even touch any acrylate products, okay? So not necessarily those products are not bad, it's just you have to understand exactly what you are using, which ingredients those products have, in which amounts. So you just have to be careful and very knowledgeable on how to use these products. And gloves do not protect from acrylates, unfortunately. To a degree, maybe they do, but once your hands start sweating in those gloves, then you should be changing those gloves. And the second it touches the acrylate, you should be changing the gloves. And dentists that work obviously in the dental industry, they know that once the glove has been exposed to uncured acrylates, you should be changing gloves. But when we're filing the products, like, it's everywhere, right? So these are really not the safest, to be honest with you, conditions to work in. And because I've been working with these products for so many years, I just don't want to risk it. Anyway, let's go back to your lovely comments. Okay, so scrapping with Sabrina, that's awesome, says, thank you for this great detailed video. I'm transitioning from gel nails with a lot of damage, and I'm gathering all the products you recommend. I love both colors. They're each unique with different results. Thank you Thank you all. Thank you for all you share with us, Anna. Thank you so much for your lovely comment. Um, these comments really, really mean a lot to me. Someone says, way too long, interesting though. I know, I tend to over-explain everything, and I'm very passionate about what I do, and I try to tell everybody everything that I know in order to, make people aware of everything that I know. So sometimes, yes. But although my recent videos are much, much shorter. So if you see in older videos, yeah, even longer. So I try to make them shorter. Anyway, so I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry. Thank you so much for the guide, and I recently been watching your videos to better understand cuticle care. It has been a mistake trying to trim and cut the area. Okay, so let's, and I know I'm the cuticle police, so I have to say something. So it's not a cuticle care, it's a nail care and skin care, because the cuticle we remove during the manicure. And I do understand that you understand, it's just sometimes it's very hard to switch the vocabulary because we've been trained to say cuticle care. But a cuticle has been removed, and really it's a skin care. So people are cutting not the cuticle, but they're cutting the skin fold. Okay, so it has been a mistake trying to trim and cut the skin around the nails, but I have now learned better and improved ways to care for my nails. This video motivated me to empty out an old polish bottle to fill with the mentioned oils that I have at home. They're awesome, putting them to good use. Fantastic. You can also use any dropper bottles. You can actually make, and I showed you guys on Instagram, make like a little paste. So you can use beeswax. You can buy it everywhere, well, like online. So usually the recipe is like 1 part of the beeswax to 4 parts of oil. So I use let's say 1 ounce of beeswax and then 2 parts of jojoba, and I actually made a wood finish wax. So you can make even such a simple thing as 1 part of beeswax and 4 parts of jojoba. Jojoba actually is also a wax, but it's a liquid wax. Or you can do, let's say, 2 different versions, so I don't confuse you too much, so I don't talk too much. So 1 part, okay, so this is going to be for normal to kind of oily skin or normal skin. 1 part of beeswax, 3 parts of jojoba, and 1 part of grapeseed oil. That's going to be lighter oil. If you have a dry skin, avocado is a very, very nice oil. So then you can make 1 part of beeswax, 3 parts of jojoba, and 1 part of avocado oil. It's very, very good for dry skin. All right. And then you warm up the beeswax, hard for you, and then you put the oil, and then you mix it a little bit, and then you pour it into whatever container you want to use, and then you let it cool off, and it's like this really nice butter kind of. Okay, very good question. Love you 8910. How is OPI repair mode compared to C&D Rescue RX? And a lot of people are asking, because I think it's due to the name sounding very, very similar, and I kept calling the OPI Rescue something. Okay, so the way the C&D Rescue RX works, it creates, I guess, it supports the top layer of the natural nail. So I went over this information a while ago, and I have to read up on it again, and it's a little bit difficult to explain. So it bonds to the top layer of the nail. So it supports the top layer of the nail. The repair mode, what it does, from what I understand, it works in the nail plate to, and by the way, the C&D Rescue RX, it's a mixture of jojoba and I guess other ingredients. So it's actually an emulsion, so it has water in it. So it's oil based, okay? And then the repair mode, it has alcohol, which don't be afraid of alcohol. It helps the product to seep into the nail plate, because the from what I understand, the layers of the nail that are responsible for the cross-linking are a little bit deeper in the nail plate. They're not on the very surface. So it seeps into the nail and it repairs the damaged bonds. So the nail is made of, let's say, 100 keratin layers, and approximately. So some say approximately 196. I've seen that. Some people say around 100. So let's just say 100, and everybody is different. So those fibers, those layers, those fibers are held together by these chemical bonds. And these bonds eventually break. They get damaged due to hand washing, nail polish use, solvents use, and all these things. And so what the repair mode does, it helps to repair those broken bonds so the nail can be bonded together a little bit better. So it works more in the inside, right? Another question that I very often get is what is the difference between the repair mode, the OPI repair mode, and the Mavala hardener. So hardeners, so the products that contain either formalin or dimethylurea or hexanol, I guess, they are cross-linking ingredients. So what they do, they actually create extra links. So I guess they don't repair the existing ones, I don't know, but they create extra links. And because of that, they make the nail harder. But harder isn't always better, because then the nails, when they're too hard, they can actually be too dry and brittle. So they will break much easier. And it's much more difficult then for the water and for the oil to penetrate the nail. And they just become very, very brittle. And because of that too, they can separate from the nail bed. And that cross-linking very often it is permanent. So once it's there, the very brittle and hard nail has to grow out. So that's why we have to be a little careful with hardeners, because they can over harden the nail. So more isn't always better. If you're using hardeners because your nails are very flexible, healthy but flexible, once the nails get a little bit harder, stop using them or very reduce how often you use it, because you can overdo it. Okay, so here I was talking about, again, the Cien is a German brand. They have some brilliant and expensive products, but with great quality. I agree. I like some of their cosmetics I have, and they have some polishes that were really good. We actually reviewed them. So I agree. That and Catrice is also a very good, Catrice, it's, I don't know if it's a German brand. It's kind of European brand. I hate to kind of use that word European because, I know there's European Union, obviously, but each country is still very different. But the Catrice is made, I think, in some different countries. Anyway, very good quality as well. Luxembourg, okay. So I bought Essence Aquarium Random Video 2. Says I bought Essence Grow and Glow by mistake and used it as a base nail polish coat. Some of my nails, index fingers, tend to chip and split. That decreased after I started using that, sharing in case that may help someone. Okay. For some people it can work, but to be honest with you, I think it's a coincidence. I think it's a coincidence because I really don't think the polish itself, it doesn't really have anything. I know all these products, they call it like, they have such amazing names, like with some nutrients and some good ingredients, but really it's a plastic, okay? It's a plastic made out of solvents that evaporate with some plasticizers to make it make it flexible, and all it is, once it dries, it's a flexible plastic that's stuck to your nail. Just because there is some tiniest amount of something in it, it doesn't really make it that beneficial to the nails. And again, I'm not a chemist, but from what I'm seeing with my clients, I really see that constantly wearing nail polish doesn't benefit anyone. Like, people actually have surface damage. Caring for nails with oils and protecting them from too much water and detergents makes way better, provides much better results. So I really don't have anyone that they started using nail polish and their nails have gotten better. No. Hearts for you? Okay. Okay, so this is a very good video on how to correct the stuck skin around the nails. So this is one of our viewers who, as you can see in this video, the skin around her nails was like stuck and stretched. So what happens is the skin fold, sometimes it just loves the nail so much that it gets stuck to it, and as the nail is growing, it's pulling the skin with it. And the skin does not exfoliate and doesn't bounce back properly. So what people do, they just shove, very harsh tool underneath to separate it very often, and they just cut it because then they don't know what to do with it. But skin is a wonderful thing. Skin actually, it can stretch and it can bounce back. So when you nudge it, first of all, actually, when you take care of the skin when you condition the skin around the nails, and when you treat it with especially urea and the product that I was talking about, it has salicylic acid, which is nice, very nice exfoliant. It has glycerin, it has Vaseline in it, which is a very, very nice occlusive protective layer for the skin. The skin starts acting more healthy, and it doesn't stick to the nail as much. And then gently nudging that skin, not separating from the nail all the way, as far as back as you can, looking for gold or anything like that. Just nudge it gently and put the cream on at night. And this is 3 weeks later, her skin just looks incredible around her nails. So that's not a cuticle, that's a skin fold. It's a low tide. Our very lovely viewer. Hi Anna and MSN, my favorite YouTube dynamic duo. Sunday greetings from Seattle. I'm so jelly over your Dior collection, particularly the original Glow formula. I lacked awareness of all these cool things because I walked into those acrylic nail chop shops like a robot for 10 years and paid attention to nothing else. Yeah, I know, it happens. Many people kind of just, it's so common that people don't think there is any other option, right? I'm happy with my small collection of Dazzle Dry polishes, 11 full-size bottles now, but there are 3 or 4 colors that I will never wear because no matter how much I try to evaluate the colors, I couldn't do it in person. Yes, it's difficult. And sometimes the videos, I try to show the colors as well as I can, but it really depends on the screen. Reds are very, very difficult to film, and I see the difference in person, but sometimes on the screen it's not visible. So I wanted to love Vigor, for instance, but I hate it. And I love Vigor. So I think it's a beautiful color, but yes, every skin tone is different, and sometimes it just doesn't look good. It's so dark, mucky gray with squash of green. Men color. So you would probably like it. I like these men colors. Yes. Color. I'm hoping for them to come up with sample swatch cards to mail out or something, but yeah, I'm jealous of your Dior collection big time. I think the swatch cards is a very good idea, but the problem is, and I don't know what it is, I should show you that. I have in the salon, those little tips, plastic clear tips that I've painted the swatches so the clients can see, because the bottles, unfortunately with Dazzle Dry, they suffer from the ugly bottle syndrome apparently. And what happens is the titanium dioxide, so like the white, I don't know if it's pigment, whatever it's called, it kind of sticks to the bottle, and it doesn't really look good. They look like they're going bad, but they're not going bad. So it's hard to see them. So I painted them, and the colors fade quite quickly. And they are not in front of the direct light or anything like that. And for some strange reason, the tips almost like they got pinched, and the color like separated, like cracked. It's bizarre. I have to show you this. So I don't know if my tips were just, the clear things were just really cheap quality. I don't know, some weird plastic. Probably. I have to try different ones and see if the same thing happens. So, but anyway, so my clients sometimes go, oh, can I see the things? And I'm like, no, because they are faded now. So, but I don't feel like painting the things every year because I think they faded after like 6 months or something. So that's very unfortunate. Okay, heart for you. Heart. Deanna, I would have liked you to show us the Essie Hard to Resist on your nail, even though you said it would be similar to the Essence polish, exactly the same. I have been applying Essie Hard to Resist weekly for approximately 3 months and I have no yellowing. Okay, that's very good to know. I agree that Dior looks beautiful, but I just cannot justify the cost when using this weekly. Yeah, no, I mean, it's an expensive polish. Also, it seems to last the same amount of time, days as the Essie. You know, the Essie, one thing that I want to warn you is the polish kind of, after a while, even though it's kept in a dark, cool area, so in my drawer, the pink one faded to like a orangey color, and the purple one faded to like a dirty color. Like, I don't even know how to describe that color. It's really, really weird, and I'm not the only person with that same experience. So quite a few people, and it was not they were not old, and I think one of them, I don't know where I received them from. But yeah, they're new. Some of them are like, I think I have 2 bottles of the pink and 1 bottle of the purple, and all of them did the same thing. So that's too bad. Also, like I said, they don't have the glow. And it's the glow that I really like about Dior, and not really the pink, because the pink fades very quickly and it doesn't really look pink on the nails. But I mean, this is why I'm showing you, making those videos, because we all have different tastes and we all have different needs. So some people like one thing and some people like the other thing. Otherwise, life would be super boring. Nikki, thank you for such a detailed review. I have the older version that I will sparingly use now, since I would prefer the longevity of the older version. Yeah, I'm gonna try it on the other hand to make sure. And thank you so much for your comment. So glad you made this video. I was just trying to restock because I finished my last Dior Glow I couldn't find in Sephora. It's my favorite, my go-to nail polish. The only thing that I did annoy me was when applying sunscreen on my hands, the nail polish would fade off. Almost come off in that moment. I wonder if the new version is better when it comes to that. Probably not, because it doesn't have the sunscreen, so it might fade a little bit sooner. I'm not sure, but yes, in any really nail polishes, they sometimes can react with sunscreen. So when you're applying sunscreen, just make sure that, you know, you're putting it like on top of your hands. Don't put it like a hand cream, because you're gonna mess up your nail polish. Okay, and a heart. Okay, so here's a very good question. Okay, so do you know of any nail polish that contains animal-derived ingredients? If so, please let me know the name of the polish and the brand. And so far, nobody knows. So, you know, a lot of those polishes advertise that the polishes are vegan, right? But then I'm like, okay, but which ones aren't vegan? So people say, oh yeah, but sometimes it contains carmine. And so I went to look for it, and I can't find any nail polishes with that ingredient. So basically it's a red pigment that had been used in polishes. Oh, and let's, here, look. So I found this. So I'm like, does it have to be listed on a label? And apparently yes. So it's carmine, right? Cochineal extract. So that's like bugs, basically. It's made out of bugs. So apparently they say that yes, you have to, if in cosmetics is used this product, you have to say how must the presence of cochineal extract or carmine be listed on the label. And that's from FDA, and it says cochineal. That's how it's pronounced? Cochineal?
Congenial?
Cochineal.
Okay.
Cochineal extract or carmine must be listed on the label by its respective common or usual name. So cochineal extract or carmine. So there is no, it doesn't seem like it can be hidden anywhere. So I don't see it in any nail polishes. I couldn't find it. I'm not saying it's not there, but it's funny because, you know, a lot of those companies that say that their product is vegan, that they're saying like, oh, these are very, very common nail polish ingredients, and they're not, because I can't find them. So if you guys know of any, like I just want to know, if you know any non-vegan nail polishes, please let me know in this, or just email me or comment or anything, because I would love to know. Okay. So I love your content and your channel. Your Chanel. You Chanel. That's good too. Okay, so Kai J. Your content is so helpful. However, I have not had success with Dazzle Dry. I bought a mini starter set, then several of the mini colors. In about a year, several of the smaller color bottles thickened or completely dried up. Anyone else run into this issue with Dazzle Dry? I have had other brands thicken a little but not dry up. Caps are tight. Okay, so I'll give you an example. So I don't have that issue. And if the caps are tight, they're a year. Some of them are a year old, and when they were never opened, they're perfectly fine. So what happened is I discovered Dazzle Dry initially, probably like 15 years ago when it first came out, okay? Because I think I was at some trade show and people were talking about it, and I actually got it shipped. So I was living in Canada at the time. I got it shipped. They wouldn't ship to Canada, so I got it shipped to a friend of mine in Buffalo, New York. And so they shipped it to New York, Tammy, and we met in Buffalo, and I drove from Toronto to pick up the nail polish. Yes, just there and back. And we went out for dinner and to pick up and I went to pick up the polish. So I, of course, was very excited because I've heard really cool things. And I used it, and I was like, it wasn't good at all. What happened was it was peeling off because, of course, I did not read the labels, because who reads the labels? I know everything, right? So I didn't read the label that it said you have to warm up the base coat. So I didn't, and it peeled off in like one sheet. So, and it was a little bit different to apply. So I'm like, I don't like it. It did dry very fast, which impressed me. Anyway, so I kind of gave up on it. And then like years ago, I found it. I was going through my drawers because I stashed it somewhere, right? I wouldn't just throw it out because I stashed it for later. And
you're a nail polish hoarder?
Yeah, I'm a hoarder, nail polish hoarder. So I went back to it, and you know what? I think I still have that polish somewhere. Probably now in storage in Canada, but I still have it, and it's perfectly fine. I remember the color. It was like a dark red, and I think it's called not Endless Love, something like that. I'll think about it and I'll put it in the comment section. Not Radiant, I don't know. It was like a raspberry with a little bit of shimmer. It was perfectly fine. By the way, it was like 10 years later. It was fine. So what happens is, in order to answer your question, is probably, so the caps could be tight, but if there was any like if there was any dried up nail polish, because sometimes when people are polishing their nails, right, they put it back into the bottle, but they scrape the bottle with the brush stem, and the polish comes out, and it's outside of the bottle, and it's in the threads in the thing. So then when you close it tightly, it's not a tight seal. And by the way, this is why when guys, you have to see me sometimes at the salon. One thing I really do not like is when I have polishes behind me. When people come in and they go to the polish, my polish display, and they start opening bottles, like, it drives me nuts. I have to tell you, because very often, first of all, I have them organized in a way where I know where everything is, and then people switch things around. But honestly, who does it? Who goes to someone? And I know maybe in some of those salons, people say, oh, pick your polish, whatever, and then people can just try the polishes on. But like Dazzle Dry is $22 a bottle. Like some of the polishes that I have are very expensive too. And what happens is when people then open them up, they polish it on their nails, and then they put the lids back, and it drips all over the place. Like, guys, tell me if I'm crazy about that. Like,
You're crazy.
You're not helping. It drives me nuts because I think it's very disrespectful. At least ask. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't go to a hairdresser and start like touching their shampoos and like sniffing things and like smearing it all over my hair, like spraying things. Like, I understand when you go to Sephora you have samples, but they're not really samples. They're the products that I use. I don't know. Am I crazy? Am I weird?
Yep.
He says yes. Okay, so okay, so what happened to Dior Nail Glow? So there was this bottle, and this happened to me in a store that was completely faded, and that happened to me once as well. When I left the Dior Nail Glow, like outside, not even in direct sun, but I left it just in daylight on the table in on my pedicure trolley, whatever, because I was using it quite a bit, and eventually completely faded. So I just made this quick video saying, please keep it in a drawer. When it's kept in a drawer, it's perfectly fine for a very long time. Okay, hard for you. Okay, so also, if you have Nails ink bottle, if you put the nail under the bottom of the narrow side of the bottle, you can see what the nail polish will look on you. Oh, yeah, because the bottle is kind of like has those indentations, right? That's very clever. Okay, thank you so much for that wonderful suggestion. Okay, and then she also says, I don't like that effect. I think it makes my nails look weird. I have the Nails Ink one, as I like that brand. I actually got it from Amazon as a part of a duo. The other one is called Glowing My Way, I think, and it's beautiful. Yeah, I think on their website the names are switched. So I also have both of them because I got them when they were first available as a duo, and I really do like the other one as well, but some clients don't like it. I've used it on people and they're like, yeah, it looks weird with both of them. So it's such a personal thing. Yeah, I guess it's such a, we all like different things. And this is why a lot of my clients don't like the very bright polishes, because they just think that it looks weird. I personally like I said, the Dior, it looks nice and bright. Great comparison. I wish the Essie one worked out since it's the most accessible and trusted brand for me. Yes, I was so excited when I first saw it. The Essie, what is it called? Glow something. Glow and Shine or something. And it doesn't glow. False advertising. Fake news. Okay, so Shirley Hen. Hi Anna, what a great comparison video. I'm so happy you made this video. When my Dior Glow bottle is finished, I will go for Catrice. Thank you so much. Okay, so she likes the Catrice. I love that you both, I love that you love both of these polishes. I think they even cheered you up totally. I didn't expect it. Thank you for all your expertise. Seriously, so I'm like, maybe I should do some color on my nails, and I never do. And honestly, when I did my nails, I still love them. Like a week later, and I just keep looking at my nails, and I'm like, this is just so pretty. It's really, really nice. So I miss nail polish sometimes. I like clear nails, but this was really, really nice. Okay, so these are the comments that I managed to answer, but okay, so maybe let's go to the comments that I didn't answer. I have Dior and I use it only once in a while because it doesn't seem to last very long on my nails. I was always amazed that inside looked clear pink, but outside turned bluish. Now I know why. Yes, it's because of that brightening ingredient. It's called optical brighteners, or yeah, something like that. And this is why they react to the UV and they kind of almost glow. And how polish lasts on the nails, it depends very often on what your nails are. Like if they're much stronger and healthier, the polish will last better. Okay, so I give you the heart already. I bought the Nails Ink Duo as their polish. As I like their polish and quality, it doesn't affect my nails, which some do. It's a great, both work alone and layered with other polishes for custom colors. I agree. And I know sometimes people like those brightening colors over like light colors to brighten them up as a top coat. And I'm actually curious, what do you mean by affecting my nails with how some polishes others do? If you can let me know, that would be awesome. Okay. I have tried all of them except the Dior. Ironic, I know. I've tried the dupes. And by the way, you know, guys, you cannot say the word dupe. I can't. Well, you can, all you want. But I can't because I got in trouble, big trouble. So on Instagram, I don't know why, Instagram removed some of my posts. And it was the post when I talked about, you know, the DUPE of I think it was the Chanel Rouge Noir, and then some other ones. And I couldn't understand why they would, it says it doesn't agree with the community guidelines. And then it happened also on YouTube. I got an email from Amazon saying that if I don't stop advertising counterfeit products or something like that, they'll close my Amazon store. Yeah, it's pretty serious. So I guess the D word, means that something is like a counterfeit, like a fake product. But in a cosmetic world, it means, I always thought it was a duplicate, that it was something it's exactly the same but made by a different company. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think and how you understand that word, because some people see it as something that is very similar, and some people say it has to be exactly the same, like a duplicate. I don't know. Everybody is different. Okay, so thanks for sharing your useful and life-changing tips. You're very welcome. I have been following your tips and my nails are 50% better. That's fantastic. I have the Shiment IBX nail treatment. How is that compared to the OPI repair mode? I would like to keep the IBX since it was not cheap, but if not as good. Okay, so the IBX works very differently. And first of all, like it is a professional product. It has acrylates. So I mean, you have to cure it in a UV. You have to know how to use it because all these acrylates products can cause allergic reactions. So anyone that already had the reaction cannot use that product, for example. So you have to know how to use it, and they offer specific training in order to use it properly. So, and I'm not trying to be a smart, person, but when people are using these products, they don't know how they work. They should really complete the training, because the training explains exactly how it works, and then you know how to use it properly. Because if you don't know how to use it properly, you're risking that you're gonna eventually either use it ineffectively, or you're gonna cause yourself allergic reaction or something. So basically what it does, it's like a monomer system that soaks into your nail, and it just fills in the little gaps in between the nails, like in the damaged areas. So that's what it does. It kind of supports the top layer of the nail. I've heard different opinions. Personally, I like it. I think it's a nice product when people come in with surface damage. It's like a, it's like a boost kind of a product that basically it just makes the nails look much better initially. Do I find it very effective use long term? I did a video where one of my clients had surface damage. She's a mature client, older client, with like a typical ridges and brittle nails and surface damage. And we did, I think, weekly IBX treatments on her, and I have to finish the video. I kind of don't know how to finish the video because basically I filmed all the manicures, and you could see a gradual progress and her nails growing out. She didn't wear any nail polish because the damage happened when she was wearing nail polish. So like I said, nail polish does not really protect the nails. It actually can cause some surface damage. So finally the damage grew out. And now the question is the IBX, did it help? Or did the damage simply grow out? I think it helped a little bit, but it's absolutely not a miracle. Again, it's a nice product, but it's not a miracle. Nothing is a miracle. So I think you could use both if you want to. But if someone has like really damaged nails, very, very thin nail plate, so basically let's say 50% of your nail plate is gone, I would not be using IBX because still it has the monomers, and I would not want to have the monomers close to your nail bed, okay? And then very often people are not using these products correctly. They kind of, because it looks like an oil, they smear it all over the place, they touch the skin. Not a good idea for a very thin nail. Now, when people have like kind of healthy nails, but the nails are just very porous, and the surface, the nail is thick, it's just the surface is very porous, then the IBX can be a good idea. But again, it really depends on the person and on the conditions of the natural nail. So I think they both can be effective, but it just depends, you know, for what. And also we can't forget that the damage simply has to grow out. So it's not like the nails are going to improve and because of the product they're going to start looking like undamaged nails. No, because nothing can regrow the nail plate. If you've removed 50% of it and that layer is just gone, the products are not going to replace or regrow those layers. So they're going to support whatever is there from further damage, but that's about it. They're going to condition, but that's about it. Okay. So someone was saying actually about the color changes. I tried the SC Hard to Resist and I'm disappointed. I have barely had my bottle 3 months. I always store my nail products in a cool, dark place. And the SC lost its pinkness and now it's transparent red. Yes, it's almost like an orange, right? It hasn't faded or lost saturation like the Dior does. Just a completely different color. I have the same, unfortunately, the same experience. Now, this video I filmed a few months ago and I started editing it and I didn't finish. I didn't finish editing. So finally, one of the viewers was asking me about the Catrice or something. There was a lot of talk about the new version of Dior Nail Glow. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finish, even if it's not a perfect video, I'm just going to finish it and I'm going to put it out there because the information was there. So then I didn't know that the product would fade as much, but now I do. So unfortunately, it's not uncommon. Okay, thank you for posting this. You are very welcome. I really love all the comparisons and scientific explanation. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. I'm doing all I can, really, right? I've never used the Dior Nail Glow, and I used the clear purple colored UV polish when I was younger. And then even I am disappointed they changed the formula. Okay, that pinkier glow is really nice. Call me out. Okay, she made quite a few comments lately. Gina, fantastic. I did recently purchase the Dior, but I can't imagine I would repeat due to the price and the formula change. I don't blame you. I really like plain, simple polish like this, though, so I'm always on the hunt. It's not a pink glow polish, but I really like the London Town Illuminating Nail Concealer. Yes, and a lot of people, I have to see these products. I've heard so many people, so many viewers are asking about the London Town, and I haven't used their illuminating concealers. They look very pretty. The brand looks very nice. They have beautiful brushes. They have very nice packaging. It's a little expensive. The brushes do make a big difference when it comes to the application, so I really do appreciate it. And a lot of people are asking, is it better? Is it safer than any other brands? Is it healthier? You know, I really don't think that any of the polishes are unhealthy unless you're allergic to something. But allergy and being unhealthy is a completely different thing. So for example, some people can be allergic to something like kiwis or something, or raisins, but that doesn't mean that raisins are bad for you. It just means that you're allergic to it and just don't eat it. But it doesn't mean that everybody should stop eating whatever some person is allergic to. So, and you know, they say, oh, it doesn't cause any harsh ingredients. Well, none of the polishes use really harsh, well, I guess it depends what you mean by harsh, because, you know, nitrocellulose really, apparently over time breaks down to cellulose and nitric acid. Nitric acid is harsh, okay? But it's harsh to the nail. and every nail polish has nitrocellulose. So all these kind of scare tactics, you know, and all the toxicity and all that, it's a marketing tactic that I really don't like, because in my opinion, if someone has something very beneficial, this is what I think. If a product has something that's very unique and very beneficial, then you would usually market that thing, right? So you would say, oh, our product has this. And of course, people are overdoing it too. But I wouldn't be talking about all the things that the product doesn't have, that all the other products don't have either. Like, what's the point of saying that the product doesn't have formaldehyde, and it doesn't have toluene, and it doesn't have, I don't know, some arsenic poison, that it doesn't have, like, you know, vampire's hair in it, that it doesn't have, like, I don't know, some other poisons. None of the other polishes have it either. Like, look it up in the ingredients, none of them have it. And the funny thing is, toluene and all the other things are not even bad for you. Camphor, how is camphor bad for you? It's in Vicks Vapor Rub that we put on our chest when we're sick. There's nothing wrong with camphor, it's natural, but somehow it ended up on a bad list, and now everybody's like, oh my God, it's camphor free. But polishes don't have camphor anyway. So, you know, all these kind of scare tactics, I'm just not a huge fan. And when I see that the brand is just like pushing all these things, it just turns me off. Like, it just really turns me off. It's almost like a person who just constantly talks bad about everybody else. It's just like, oh, this person is doing this, and they're always late, and they're always blah, blah, blah. It's tiring, no? Like, instead of saying something positive about yourself, like, don't talk about negative things about other people or other brands. Like, I don't like it. Just say what you want to say. Okay, say, I'm a very outgoing person, I'm, you know, usually really funny and blah, blah, blah. Instead of like, oh, these people are so boring. Like, why do you hang out with them? They're like, you know, toxic and blah, blah, blah. Silly. Silly, silly, silly. I don't like it. All right. And actually, by the way, I've heard quite a few people had a lot of surface damage after the illuminating nail concealers. And again, that's not to say that they have bad ingredients or if it's a bad nail polish. All it means that sometimes maybe it lasts a very long time and people love it so much that they wear it nonstop, and any product that's worn excessively, it can cause eventually maybe surface damage. It's almost like, you know, it's like your aunt that makes this amazing cake. So every day you go there to eat that amazing cake, and after like, I don't know, a month, you're like 50 pounds heavier. So sometimes it could be due to just, you know, having too much of the good thing. So even nail polish, we have to, in my opinion, look at it as a decoration. So dessert is a dessert. It doesn't mean that this amazing cake that your aunt is making, it has one blueberry or 1/1,000,000th of a blueberry, and all of a sudden you say, well, it's fruit and blueberries are good for you. Well, yeah, but it's a blueberry cake. Okay, so still, even if this has, I don't know, CBD in this nail polish or whatever, it doesn't, but I'm just saying, that doesn't mean that it's therapeutic. It just means that it's a nail polish. Still, it's still a dessert. It still has to be used for some people, especially in small amounts, because some people can't handle, maybe their nail plates are just not bonded very well together, and the polish bonds so well to the surface that it almost picks up the nail cells. So it all depends. You know, and some people just might not do well with this beautiful product. So it should be used as a decoration. Looks good, that's about it. Makes you happy, great. Okay, so is Essie brand any good? So someone's, call me out. As someone who isn't a professional, the brand generally, yes, the nail glow seems so based on what others have said. Their polishes last decently for whatever it's worth. The now late Queen Elizabeth in England only ever wore Essie's color ballet slippers on her nails. Okay. You know, in my opinion on Essie, it's very nice colors, beautiful. Formulas are very often beautiful. Brushes, very nice. They finally changed their brushes to like the white brushes. The ballet slippers is very streaky. I don't know why she chose it, because obviously she didn't polish her nails. She probably made someone polish her nails with this color that's very streaky. It's not easy. But and they always had like the royal family has certain dress code and like very just subtle nail polishes only. So I mean, good brand, very nice colors. Is it that much better? No, it's most of it is marketing. Awesome color, yes. But for example, it yellowed my nails terribly. So they're a beautiful base coat that is called Smoothie. I love the name. And I used it on my one foot because I was comparing it to Dazzle Dry. And I polished one foot with the SE Smoothie and then red polish, can't remember which one now. And then the other foot with Dazzle Dry red as well. Ah, no. See, it wasn't red. I didn't use red because the pigments get blamed for yellowing. No, it was actually Vanity Fairest, I think. One of the really sheer colors. And then on the other foot, I had the Prima Ballerina by Dazzle Dry. So after, I don't know, like 3 weeks, I took off the SE and it was like yellow. Like you could see the line where the polish was, okay? So, and I know you should never buff your nail plate, but I hated the color so much. I'm like, I don't care. Like the nail, I'm just gonna buff it a little bit. And it's deep in the nail, so I just kind of buffed it a little bit and I left it. Took a very long time for it to grow out because the nails grow very, very slowly. And then, you know what I did? After that, I polished my nails. And by the way, the Dazzle Dry had no yellowing whatsoever. And then I polished my nails with red. That was last summer. Yeah. And I used the Nails Inc. Kale base coat. Okay. And I think it was a Revlon red. Or maybe even Essie. Anyway, this time no yellowing, no further yellowing. Because the grow out obviously would be yellow as well, but it wasn't. The Kale base coat is very nice, but I don't think that amount of kale is any healthy for the nails. You have to eat the kale, unfortunately, probably in high amounts for the nails to, you know, maybe possibly get better. I don't know. I mean, kale is healthy, but I don't know what it does to the nails. But anyway, so no yellowing. Dazzle Dry side, again, no yellowing. I don't know. Alrighty, so the person was asked, will that polish will help my nails grow? They peel and split. Okay, I don't know what that means. So we have to first understand why they peel and split and address that. So polish doesn't help the nails grow. It's almost like if you're, you're breaking your bones, like you break your arm, then you break your leg. You'll be like, and if you're a young person, like what the heck is going on? So if you go to a doctor and the doctor tells you, oh, don't worry about it. We're just going to put you in a cast. So then you have like both legs in a cast and both arms and the neck in a cast. Okay, so yes, they are going to strengthen your bones, but really do they? Like you have to address like why? Like don't you have enough calcium in your diet? I don't know, whatever, right? So, and by wearing these casts, eventually the bones get even weaker because that's how it is. Same thing with nail polish. Nail polish will create a coating. Sometimes it's necessary if your nail is like that thin or something. But why is it peeling and splitting? Maybe because you're thinning the nail out, or there could be so many different reasons why. It could be, I don't know, so many different reasons. So you have to first find out why the nails are peeling and splitting. And for sure, non-polish treatments are much better, but even better understanding why this is happening. And by the way, at the very end, because I think I should go, because I have been talking for too long again, I have this service that allows you guys to send me pictures, and I ask a whole bunch of questions, and then you answer them, and then I look at the pictures and I make a video of me explaining what I see and what I advise for your nails. So I usually make like a 15, 20, 25-minute video and address your questions. So if you're interested, you can go, actually I'll show you right here. So when you go on my website, the salonlive.ca, services, it's right there. Personal nail assessments, and it's 25 euros, and then you send me the money. I will email you back with my questions, and then you reply with the pictures and the answers, and then within 3 days or so, I will send you the video. Okay, so this is it for today's comments. You know what, this was actually pretty fun. So please let me know if you want me to do it on a regular basis, okay? So because this way it's easier for me to kind of explain everything and answer the comments. So I really love doing it. So let me know if you're interested in me reading the comments maybe on a weekly basis, okay? Thank you so much, guys. See you soon. Bye.